Look, if this relationship is going to work, we can't keep secrets from each other. After the success with the puff pastry, I was feeling a little cocky and decided to make another classic dessert. And it did not go so well. Mistakes were made, lessons were learned. I didn't want to show you this video, but you deserve to know the truth. So here is how not to make Tarte Tatin. There are only a few players in the game today for our Tarte Tatin. We're using Bosc pears, the rind and juice of a lemon, sugar, butter, and that gorgeous Julia Child puff pastry. We are going to start with our mise en place. I'm going to take this lemon and zest it. This is one of my favorite kitchen tools, my microplane zester here. I like it because it gets the rind really fine. So I'm going to zest that lemon, and then I'm going to juice the lemon into a bowl, and we will slice the pears and get them into that acidulated water. That just means lemony water. This recipe typically uses apples, but I like pears, so I'm using pears today. And they are super easy to peel. So I'm just gonna peel these pears, slice them up very, very thin. I want very thin slices, and get them into the water. I'll be back. Now that the pears are thinly sliced, I have added the juice and zest of a lemon and half a cup of water. We're going to let that macerate for about 20 minutes while we start on the caramel. Now, I will tell you that caramel is my nemesis. I've tried many times to make caramel and pretty much failed more often than not. But this is the time for experimenting, so here we go. I've cut 6 tablespoons of butter into 1/2-inch pieces, and I'm just going to melt that butter. Once it is melted and bubbly, I'm going to add a cup of sugar. That's going to take a minute. So while we're waiting, you may have noticed my Crestwood Coffee t-shirt. Even though we're all locked down and cooking at home, I do think it's super important to support your locals through this. They're having a rough time. And so many of our local establishments are selling t-shirts and other gear, as well as curbside, so support them any way that you can. We want to keep those guys afloat until we can get back in there. Okay, enough of the PSA. The butter is melted and bubbly. I'm on medium heat. And I'm going to add this sugar and stir and hope for the best. I'll check in a minute. So, caramel, take 2. A quick Google SOS tells me that I was manhandling my sugar. Apparently, when you add the sugar to the butter, you shouldn't stir vigorously. You should swirl carefully. So I'm going to be much more ginger with this batch of caramel. And again, hope for the best. So I'm swirling and trying to be patient. I may stir a little, but really carefully. Looking for some golden caramel. We're not quite there yet. Well, I think we're there-ish. Certainly better than the last batch, but I could use a little work on caramel. Next, we are going to add the pears in what is hopefully a pretty pattern, and put it in the oven. Here we go. And there we have the pears arranged neatly. The next step in this recipe is to actually go back over the heat and cook those apples in Julie's recipe, pears in mine. Cook them down, but you know, my pears are really soft and they're very thinly sliced. and I don't want to mess up my pretty pattern. So I've just kind of swooshed this caramel around to sort of cover the top. I may come to regret this decision, but we'll find out. Next, we have that gorgeous puff pastry we made not too long ago that I've cut to just fit. And I'm going to pop that right on top of the pears and cut 4 little air holes in the top so the steam can come out. And we are going to put this in a 425-degree oven and see what happens. I'm going in. Hopefully we have a puffy Tarte Tatin. Hey, not too bad. You can't really see. I'll show you a better shot in just a minute. But it looks pretty good. I probably should have made my puff pastry piece a little bit bigger. It didn't totally cover. That's okay. I'll unmold it in just a minute. Maybe I should wait for this to cool. Maybe I need a bigger plate. I don't know. I'm impatient, so I just want to see what's going to happen. Here we go. Nope, that was not the plan at all. But I'm resourceful, so I'm gonna flip that first plate onto another plate and see if we can rescue this some way, somehow. Oh, hey, it's not so terrible. Okay, I can live with this. I can live with this. I'll get you a better shot. Hold on. Okay, it looks a little bit like a crime scene right now, but I think we can work with this. I think maybe if we just kind of, oh, no, maybe not that. Maybe smush it over on the plate a little. I also still have some pears that were stuck in the bottom of the pan. I'm gonna work with it a little bit and see what I can do. The prettiest dish I've made in this little journey, but it is so freaking good. That caramel is perfect, and with that lemon juice, it's a little bit tart, and those pears had the perfect texture. That actually was a good call not to cook them down anymore. So there you have it. I'm sharing everything with you, the good stuff and the flops or semi-flops. So this one needs a little work, but it is so good. It's definitely worth another shot. Our puff pastry is dreamy. Those pears are fantastic. And that caramel. Maybe I can make caramel after all. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you next time.